everybody, I am the Lazy Kiwi and welcome back to another Minecraft episode. Last time we did build this house behind me and let me tell you, it was a struggle to get this done, but I am extremely happy with how this turned out. I think it is so pretty. I did, however, do a few things off camera. As you can see, I added in a few flower pots, I added in a few bushes and stuff. I did also add in the roof over here. I do eventually want to add in like little hanging lights and stuff, as well as this temporary storage because yeah, this is not looking the best so far, but you know what, like I said, very much temporary. I did also add a few more details around this side. We now have a few details around these windows. The inside I have not done anything to. That is what I'm going to be doing today, as well as a few other things. I cleared up a lot of space over here, so we are going to be doing something here today. You probably saw it in the title and the thumbnail. We're going to be building a big wheat field because I'm gonna need a lot of wheat in the future, not only for breeding sheep and cows but also for the pathways, because I want to use packed mud in the pathways and that's gonna need a lot of wheat. Coming down this brand new path as well, also little beehive. No idea what I'm gonna do with that. I don't want to destroy it, but I kind of don't want it over there either. So I'm just gonna have to wait a while and think of something that I can do. But like I was saying, down here at my mines, I have been a busy lady. We now have a ton of cobble deep slate, a ton of cobblestone, a lot of copper, as well as some iron. So I really wanted to leave this for on camera. I have not yet made myself a pickaxe or anything of the sort besides a bucket and some shears. But I really want some iron tools because you can probably imagine what a pain it was to mine all of this out all the way down to deep slate. We also have a few areas here for like iron and coal, but this goes all the way down to deep slate. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I also found these diamonds. I don't know how I forgot that. I obviously did not mine them. I wanted to leave that for on camera, and I also did not make a iron pickaxe, so I was not going to be able to anyway. To me personally, mining can be a little boring to watch, so I did cut it out. If you guys are interested in seeing me doing some mining, do let me know, however, and I will probably leave a bit of it in the next time when I do mining. For now, however, I'm gonna start smelting some of this iron. There we go, our first iron pick. It feels crazy to have this. I'm not gonna be mining the diamonds just yet. I'm gonna hold off a little bit on those, maybe just until the last part of this episode. As you can see over here, however, I did also start a tiny little wheat farm because we're gonna need a lot of seeds if we want to fill up this area with wheat. And another objective for the day is going to be filling in this awful hole. There is another one on the other side of this little lump. We're also gonna be needing to fill that one in, but I think I'm gonna start it off small with one hole at a time. That's what she said. I am thinking, however, since I'm gonna need such a vast amount of seeds for this wheat field, I think I'm gonna start it off earlier rather than later, so we might as well get this little farm started right now. So starting this off with a little layout for what is going to be my future windmill. I'm not gonna be building that in this little speed build part that we have right now, but I wanted the layout here for a reference to know how far I should take out the little wheat field. I do also want to ask if you guys want me to do little voiceovers or just play relaxing music when I do these speed build things, or a bit of both, kind of mix it up. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I'm kind of curious to know what you guys would rather have for these videos, because this is the first time that I'm doing these little speed build parts. So while I'm waiting for all of these to grow, we are going to take on another little project. So as I mentioned, I did do a little bit of terraforming to make this area a lot flatter. That means I have a lot of dirt at my disposal. And like I mentioned, we have a giant hole to fill. So that is exactly what I'm going to be doing. We are going to go ahead and remove the things that we currently have in said hole. So all of this wood, all of the cobble, everything we have here is going to be torn down. So far so good. Building 1 has been destroyed. Now on to the scary part. I don't want to go down there. I am horrified of whatever is in that cave. We're gonna take baby steps. We're gonna start by demolishing the roof. Oh, and also, I think I completely forgot to mention this, but I think all of our villagers died. I think we have no more villagers just running around. The only villagers we have left are the ones that I kept in the box. I don't know what happened, but it had to be some sort of a disaster if all of them just disappeared overnight. The amount of monsters in that cave is actually really scary. Like, I can just barely make out a few silhouettes of sad creatures, but I'm just so glad that none of them have come my way yet. I clearly spoke way too soon. Okay, so I've destroyed the entire building. I still have to get the rest of this farm. However, I have ran into a slight little problem with that creeper. My guy is right on that farm, and I am not about to fight a creeper. I don't even have a chest plate yet. Maybe we just abandon this little farm. It's not the end of the world. I can just make another little farm. In fact, we already have this going on. I'm planning on making more farmland in the future, so I'm just gonna cover up the hole now. I am hoping this is gonna be enough dirt, because honestly, this is a pretty big hole. I'm hoping we can cover this entire thing up. Let us go ahead and cover up this hole. So even though I'm covering up this hole, as you can tell, I have not placed down any torches, meaning that monsters are still spawning down there. And this place is a breeding spot for monsters. I get so scared hearing just a little zombie sound when I walk in the area, and there's a lot of them. Like, for example, this happened. It was horrifying. I don't know why there was so many babies. There might be a spawner down there, so I'd have to go down eventually to check it out. Because if we have a spawner, that would be incredible. But I don't know, that was just crazy. So now that my hole is filled, let me rephrase that. Now that I have filled up this hole, we can move along, as you can see behind me as well. I did also plant up all of the little spots for my wheat. Now I'm just waiting for all of it to grow. But whilst I'm waiting for that, we are going to start on the interior of our house over here, because there is a lot that we still have to get done. I am still going to be building the little windmill today, but I do want to get this interior as far along today as I possibly can. However, before I start on that, I do want to ask you guys if you guys would rather like to see me play this game just like this normal vanilla gameplay, or with shaders. So if I do use shaders, I'll be using the complimentary reimagined shaders, and they look a little something like this. As you can see, it is beautiful. It's really, really gorgeous. However, I do have a little bit of concern when it comes to using these shaders, only because I'm scared that the more things I add, it's going to start to become very laggy in the future. And of course, I can always then not use these shaders, but I am just afraid that you guys are gonna get so used to it and then I can't use it anymore. So I kind of just want to know your preferences. Maybe you don't even want me to use shaders, but yeah, just let me know in the comments down below if you guys prefer me playing with or without shaders. For today, however, I am gonna turn these shaders off until maybe we're done and we can look at everything with these shaders on again. So onto the decorating for this interior. I think I'm gonna start this off by doing barrels all the way along this wall. I also want to keep myself from falling down here the whole time, so I'm gonna do a little bit of like trapdoor action over here. I actually really do like my bed over here because when I go to sleep, I can see the sun setting behind that mountain. I also think I should probably start filling in this roof. So So I'm gonna build my way up here, probably to around this point, and I kind of want to do something a little bit different for this. Oh, I like it. It's like a little curve area. Now I do want to add a little something more up there just to make it look a little bit more detailed, because this is a little bit plain. I also definitely have to do the roofing in here, but I think the best thing to make this look a little bit better is to maybe just put in a few beams. Yeah, that can work. I can then eventually maybe add in a few lights in here as well. We can also add a little bit of detail with some stairs. Kind of wanted to see what a fireplace would look like in here. I think this looks really cute. However, I want to change out a bit of the stone to give it a few more like variations of stone in here. But this is such a cute little idea. I can, however, also make a little painting, and I know that there are a few new paintings. Oh my goodness, this one might be a little bit big for over here. I kind of just want one of this size. Oh, it's somebody riding a little horsey. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, I like that. It's so simple, yet it is very cute. So the upstairs is all done. Coming up, I made this little like seating space over here. It is obviously not actually functional, but I think it looks really cute. I also added in a few little plants, as well as made the fireplace more diverse with like the stone. I added in this rug. This is not gonna stay white. I want to make it blue, but I do not have the dye for that yet. And this area I am going to turn into my enchanting room. So this rug is kind of gonna lead all the way down into the enchanting area. I think that could look so cool eventually. This is what it's looking like with the shaders on. It is such a vibe, like with the little fireplace and everything. Just look at this. Oh, it's gorgeous. And the view as well. Incredible. So this is what I did for the roofing in this upper section. Pretty much the same vibe as what I got in here, but just a few more beams. I really like how this looks, and I cannot wait to have an enchanting table in here. Now I just have to do this little area of the house, which I think this is gonna be like my little storage area, I would say. Very much temporary, because I am planning to make a more legitimate storage area in the future, but for now this is where I'm going to make it. So this is kind of the idea that I had for this. It's really simple, but I think it makes a whole lot of a difference in this little area. I also added in these trapdoors here for safety, of course, because I do tend to just fall off here quite a bit, so now that's a lot safer for me. Also going to add in these polished granite stairs to act as kind of counters, and just like that, this little area is also completed. We have some furnaces in here. I added some bread on the table and a potato on the wall. We have our little inventory area, a little rug, and some pictures on the wall. And this is what that looks like with the shaders on. I think it looks so beautiful in here, like the little kitchen space and everything. That is just adorable. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this whole interior space. I personally love it so much. I think it turned out really cute, and yeah, like I said, I cannot wait to have my enchanted setup area. And as you can see, this is what I see every time that I go to bed. The little view with the mountain and the sun setting, it's so pretty. But I think now that we are done with everything for the interior of this house, we are able to move on to our next project. Our wheat field is growing in really nicely. There's just a few little guys straggling along trying to grow, and soon enough this is going to look perfect with every single little piece of wheat grown. But now I think would be a good time to gather some more materials, because we are gonna have some building to do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do another little material gathering montage. Okay, so I actually didn't have that many materials that I needed to gather, seeing as I have done some mining and stuff, so I actually have quite a few things already. In this chest is our materials. I can already tell you that I'm going to need more spruce, but I am growing a few trees, so I'll cut those down as I do the building. But these are more or less the materials that I'm gonna need. I'm hoping it's enough. I didn't do any calculations, so I'm gonna try to do this in a speed build format because I have not done that before and I really want to try it out. So hopefully this works out, but without further ado, let's get into the building for today. So of course this did not go completely as planned. The recording that I have for this is not complete, so the whole windmill is not completed in this little speed part, and I'm sorry for that. Again, this is the first time that I'm doing a speed build quite like this, so I'm still learning, I'm still getting used to this, but this is basically everything that I did. So we have this little windmill still in the same style as our first build, and tragedy did struck when I was doing this. I died 2 times, so it was not a one-time incident. I fell off when I was doing like the actual windmill part of this, and then straight afterwards I fell off again, so very much my own fault. It could have been easily prevented, but I kind of messed up a little bit. So my one goal of trying to survive, it was a failure. And yeah, this is why this series is not in a hardcore mode, because I would have just lost the whole challenge in 2 episodes, in fact 2.5 episodes. So yeah, that's why this is just normal survival and not hardcore. And here it is all finished. I actually really love how this turned out. I would have loved for it to be a little bit taller, so when I was picturing this in my head, the roof was definitely a lot taller than this one is, but I am not gonna make it taller now. I do think it looks really cute nonetheless, but basically I have nothing on the inside just yet. I did end up placing a few little like flowers and some bamboo around the edges over here just to give it a little bit more detail. I definitely want to clear up some more space around here because this is just way too close to this entrance. I also tried to make this look kind of like a tapestry thing that's hanging down. I don't know that I really achieved what I wanted to, but I guess it looks good enough. I did add in some flooring on the inside here. Now my plan for this build is going to be to make this into my kind of bone meal generating area, because I'm gonna have so many seeds since we have the farm down there. So this is kind of gonna be a storage space for all of my farming products, as well as a space for my bone meal farm. Now I have nowhere near enough iron to do that yet, so that is gonna be a thing for another day that I'm gonna do. But let me know what you guys think about this little windmill. I'll show you guys what it looks like with shaders. Now that we are done with this build, however, I do still have a few little things that I want to get done. One of these things being getting myself a chest plate, because I died 2 times already, and I know this chest plate isn't gonna make the biggest difference in the world, but at least now we are more geared out. And before I go too wild with my iron, I'm gonna make another pickaxe. I really want to go down into my mine to get the diamonds that I showed you guys previously, because I've been thinking about them this whole entire time. I cannot stop thinking about them. They're so precious. I just wanna go mine them. Let's just do it. I'm just gonna do it. We have our first diamonds. Oh, there's more. Oh, this is just lovely. We do, however, have 3 diamonds, which does mean I can make a diamond pickaxe if I so wanted to. I do think that is the first thing that I will be making if I use these diamonds, because realistically, that's what we're gonna need to make the enchanting table. We're gonna need obsidian to do that, and we're not gonna be able to get that without my little diamonds. Now that we're rich, I think that I'm going to do a few more things before ending this episode off, because honestly, after building this, I do not have a lot of time left for today's episode. But one of the things I really want to do is just get these animals separated.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
And with that, we're basically back to square one with this. We now only have 2 cows and 2 sheep. The reason I did this was not only to separate them, but also to get myself a lot of the leather. So now taking all of the leather and sugarcane that I have, I'm gonna craft up my first few books. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was not doing it correctly. So if I remember correctly, you actually need 15 bookshelves. But honestly, I think I'm gonna need a lot more, because I actually want to fill up this space a lot more than it actually needs to be filled up. So this is not the way that it's gonna stay, because I'm gonna have to rearrange this a bit, because like I mentioned, this is uneven, so we're not gonna have the perfect little space for our enchanting table. So I'm gonna make it look a little bit more messy, kind of more witchy vibes, if that makes sense. But this also is gonna be a story for another day, because not only do I not have any more books, I also do not even have the diamonds to make the enchanting table. Technically I do, but those are gonna be for a pickaxe since I do not have enough obsidian for an enchanting table. But yeah, mining is, oh goodness, like I was saying, mining is going to be essential if I want to progress any further with this Let's Play, so I'm gonna have to do it. So let me know if you want to see a montage of me kind of mining, or should I just do it all off camera and show you guys my loot afterwards and kind of show you the mining area. I am also going to off camera start breeding up my villagers, kind of just make them a little hole in the ground to start breeding, because everybody else is dead, and I need villagers to kind of have this be a village, okay? So I'm gonna need to let them make some babies. But with that, I think I'm gonna end this episode off here. So thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy today's video, please do consider liking and subscribing to my channel, as it really helps me out. And I will see you all in another video. Goodbye, everybody.